If you are truly the Son of God, command that these stones be turned into bread that you may eat.
It is written, Man shall not live on bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God.
If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down. For it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone.
It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God.
Look out at this world. I'll give you all these things if you will just fall down and worship me.
Get away from me, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve.
Okay, some comments on this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but this is an interesting exchange. Jesus goes out into the wilderness and he doesn't eat for 40 days and nights, which would kill most people. He went out in the wilderness to be tempted of Satan, and when Satan comes to him, he says, if you're the Son of God, change these stones into food so you can eat. And Jesus says, you should not live by food alone, but by every word that comes out of the mouth of God. All that's fine. No analysis necessary there. Then the devil takes him to the holy city and sets him up on a pinnacle of the temple. I looked up Jewish temples, and I have a rock house in my Second Life inventory. It worked well for that. It looks a lot like it. At any rate, it says, if you're the Son of God, cast yourself down, for it's written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest any time you dash your foot against a stone. And Jesus says unto him, it is written again, you shall not tempt the Lord thy God. This is an interesting part, at least it's interesting to me, because thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. That means that God is still the God of Satan. That may not come outright, but he still sees God as his God. Otherwise, why would Jesus say, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God? Apparently, Satan still takes orders from God, but he was exiled to the earth, is what the scriptures say. Okay, verse 8, again, the devil takes him to an exceeding high mountain. I used the Everest sim for this one. Shows him all the kingdoms of the world and glory of them. Says, I'll give all these things to you if you'll fall down and worship me. So apparently, Satan was in control of the earth. Well, that should be obvious. If this is a real creature, it should be obvious he's in control of this earth. And Jesus basically says, "Get away from me, Satan. You shall worship the Lord thy God, and only him shalt thou serve." Then angels came to him and fed him. But again, this is more evidence, if you can call it evidence, that Satan is actually... takes orders from God. God's still his God, but he's one of the bad boys, and he's been sent down to earth, and he lives basically in the earth. And if you follow the logic here, then hell is actually Earth's core, or at least in the mantle where it's very hot. That's about it. This is one of those passages which kind of basically allude to the fact that the devil takes orders from Jesus. From God. Sorry. He takes orders from God. And you can find that in other places in the Bible. So this is some kind of an arrangement that they have going, apparently. That's what I put in the fall of angels. It was basically Satan agreed to do the kind of thing that he was best at, which is deceiving people. And bear in mind, I am mostly an agnostic. Some people call me a deist. But I find this passage interesting. It's also very interesting that Jesus would be talking to a reptilian being. That's a whole other discussion, but the Bible clearly talks about Satan's being a reptilian. And that kind of dovetails, all this stuff dovetails later on in this world, and there's all this talk of reptilians, and we can see the signs that, you know, we worship the reptilians all through the world. You know, Orient has their dragons, and here in the West, you look on that little medical pole, it has a snake going up it. We're paying homage to our ancient masters, in my opinion. That's what I think. I'm Artifacts of Mars, and thank you for watching. I want to do the Cain and Abel one, but getting time is not the easiest thing. I'm Artifacts of Mars.